Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. So I guess it's big. Behemoth. This is the 2015 novel by author and a good friend of mine, Michael Cole. And much like the Guy and Smith files, I'll be going through Michael's entire bibliography from the very beginning. Starting now. The plot! I didn't write down a synopsis, so bear with me, I'm going to read the back. Rick Napier is a fisherman struggling to make ends meet. The situation is made even worse when a local fishing vessel mysteriously disappears along with a Coast Guard diver sent to search for the wreckage. As events unfold, he confronts the horrible reality of a top-secret government experiment gone haywire, resulting in a hybrid creature of massive proportions. Escaped from captivity in a high-tech facility in the Atlantic, it seeks to fill an insatiable appetite. Napier's life is turned upside down as he witnesses the carnage and devastation, and is forced to confront a behemoth more terrifying than anything imaginable. I could have told you that, but I didn't write it down! This was a decent book with a solid execution. It reminded me of The Beast from 1996. The only thing that really stuck out like a sore thumb in this book was the grammar. A little over 1/3 of this book has words repeated one too many times. I have seen some reviewers abandon this book because of that very reason. Which, on a side note, you should not give a book a rating if you didn't even finish it. That's not fair. What if the book's amazing by the end? Like this! This is a prime example. Mr. Cole said he stopped around page 70 and came back a couple years later to finish it. So just hold on, because his writing style does improve. For the characters, we have Rick Napier, who is struggling with money, as it's said on the back of this book. He's also a fisherman and a marine biologist who dropped out of college and became a teacher in his field. However, that was soon dropped too, and now he's struggling for money. He has a rough life and a daughter, so he's trying to make ends meet and help her through life. Lisa Thompson, who is, I think, redheaded, but in the sequel she's blonde, so I might be wrong, and is a Coast Guard and an old flame of Rick's, comes to town to try to figure out what the hell happened in the wreckage. Rick left her for another girl that he eventually married. His wife died, and she came back, and it will either make you hate or love the character. Just keep in mind that Rick and Lisa were teenagers when that happened. So a lot can happen and people can change, especially from teenage to adulthood. Then there's Sheriff Bundy, who doesn't add a whole lot to the story, and is there more so to add a levity to a giant sea creature swimming off their waters. Dr. Wallach, who is the creator of the creature and a mad scientist with tons of other experiments in his laboratory. He's a bad guy. He holds people hostage and makes them take them out on their boat, so he could be a bit nicer. And then there's Red, aka Blood Red. He's the head mercenary who I think could have been a bit meaner, but I guess he fits the bill of mercenary with his raspy voice and barking orders. I was getting a bit annoyed that every time someone was saved and was begging for their saviors to just to leave the area where they were, they're always like, "What's going on? What happened? I don't believe this. What's going on? I don't understand. Explain it to me." Bitch, we gotta go. I'll tell you what's going on. There's a giant crab squid monster attacking people and boats within the pages of this book. It's a long book, too. It even sounds like a high-pitched eagle like the squid from The Beast. Yes, it's a hybrid monster. One that's actually a bit easy to envision. Like, it's a squid with a crab shell, which makes sense as to why it's so hard to hurt it. Mr. Cole's imagination is always one that I've been impressed by. A crab-squid thing does seem plausible, even in the realm of science fiction. It just needs a really big shell and, bingo, you've got a crab squid. There are some great moments with this creature. The scene in the cave, its home, which is prominently featured on the artwork for this book, which is beautiful artwork by the way, is tense and even shocking. I do wish it were smarter like an actual squid, but I guess some things got lost in the mix. And I do like that this got a sequel because The Beast never did. Not Peter Benchley's book, nor the TV miniseries. Speaking of stuff the Beast movie didn't really have, and this does, the gore! People are sliced, constricted, and decapitated by the tentacles. They're violently and swiftly munched in the crab squid's beak, and there's some more. It's not Mr. Cole's goriest or craziest, but it does its job well in delivering the carnage, the goods, the grubby stuff. The creature in question is a crab-squid hybrid. I love how Mr. Cole can create believable hybrids. They'd actually work in terms of physicality and body structure. For the potential film score, I could see Don Davis, who composed Jurassic Park 3, as well as The Beast, doing the music for this, namely for his work on The Beast. He gave that movie a richer character, and I think he could do the same for this. I would love to hear a sweeping score that appropriately uses aquatic-sounding instruments to give it a more high-seas adventure thrill. Overall, this is one of Mr. Cole's early works, and with that comes some flaws. The grammar and editing needed touch-ups, and some of the decisions characters made, such as ignoring the pleas by the victims, are really annoying. Also, this does resemble The Beast, like a lot, but it does some things different to make it stand out on its own. I'd say, give it a read. While my rating will be low, there's still fun to be had in this book. It's got a decent pace, graphic kills, and a really cool creature. If you're looking for mindless entertainment with interesting stuff happening, give this a read, because it's got everything. Except for good grammar. Overall, I give Behemoth a 1.5 out of 5. It's closer to a 2 than a 1. Thank you all for watching, and Lime Brian Gatto, the horror shark. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I greatly appreciate it. Plus, you get access to body counts and other music videos that you cannot get on YouTube because of copyright and age restriction. Monetary support, if you want to support the channel through PayPal, it's horrorshow37@gmail.com. I'd greatly appreciate that too. But if you don't want to support me with any money, just hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, but that's squid for subscribe.